ya binadamu duniani ni kuzoea, hali ya mwanaume duniani ni kuzoea, ndio nashindwa. Umeanza?
Live from Kilimanjaro Studio, this is the OneMic Show, the only show that discusses serious things in a funny way and funny things in a serious way.
Ladies and gentlemen, mabibi na mabwana, welcome to an on-call presentation of the OneMic Show. 202-683-4570, press star 5 to speak. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the special edition Shots Off presentation is about to be in full effect.
All right. Asanteni sana OneMic. Karibuni to this week's special edition of the OneMic Show on a Tuesday. So happy Tuesday to everyone. I have to remember to say this on a Tuesday. This is one of those episodes that is rarely occurring on a Tuesday. Now, you know, it's been years since we actually had a midweek episode. Na mbiu ya mgambo ikilia kweli kuna jambo. Because tonight, we host one of the most iconic Kenyan artists. 𝐵𝑖𝑒𝑛, formerly of 𝐶𝐒 𝐓𝐸, will be joining us tonight to talk about the kickoff of his US tour. He'll be performing tomorrow, Wednesday the 14th, at Washington, D.C.'s famous Howard Theater. 𝐵𝑖𝑒𝑛 will then give us insight on the brilliance of his remarkable live performances and will reveal how he manages to maintain a scandal-free brand in an industry full of controversy. We'll also be asking 𝐵𝑖𝑒𝑛 what diaspora needs to do to help the Kenyan sound go global like Afrobeat, and then we'll discuss his latest album, where he might just reveal why Alusa is topless. So buckle up and start typing in the comments. It's Tuesday the 13th of May. Na meli ya MV the People's Kamkunji inang'oananga. Mimi ni Ali Badawi aka 𝐿𝐺𝐻 wa Masai, and this is the OneMic Show. Karibuni. Alright. Nataka kusema karibuni tena ndani ya OneMic Show. Na ni furaha kujiunga nanyi wapenzi wasikilizaji, tukiwa tumekuandalia taarifa za kusisimua, mziki wa kata viungo na kindumbwe cha siasa au politics ukipenda. We're not going to be talking politics today, but we are streaming live on Facebook from Kilimanjaro Studios outside Washington, D.C. We'll shortly be going live on YouTube, so please call all your YouTube friends. And remember to subscribe to both our YouTube and Facebook pages at the OneMic Show, and follow us on Instagram at OneMic Show, and we're now also on TikTok. We are also taking in live calls, or maybe we might not be taking in live calls. We're going to confirm if that's going to be happening tonight, so please stay tuned. Now, on the show tonight, of course, we'll be talking to 𝐵𝑖𝑒𝑛, formerly of 𝐶𝐒 𝐓𝐸. He's currently in D.C., where he kicks off his tour tomorrow night at the iconic Howard Theater. We'll have a conversation on how diaspora can invest in Kenya's local creative industry, just like how you invest in real estate and furoti maguta. And we'll also be asking 𝐵𝑖𝑒𝑛 if he has any plans on deck to collab with a US artist. So start dropping your comments below and tell us where you're tuned in from and what you want to hear from 𝐵𝑖𝑒𝑛. Na bila kusahau, tumekuwa tukipokea mziki toka DJ wetu Machachari, mleta habari, DJ Moshfire, na si udunda kule viwanjani na 𝐿𝐺𝐻, jezi nambari 7 mgongoni, akileta habari za michezo. Moja kwa moja toka Kilimanjaro Studios, ni mimi mtangazaji na mwanahabari wako mpendwa Ali Badawi. Kwetu wananiita mteule na wengine mniite mjukuu wa Masai, because I'm Kenyan by blood, American by design, Masai by choice. Sichagui, sikagui na sibagui. Karibuni. All right, again, this hour, we'll be talking to Kenya's iconic artist, 𝐵𝑖𝑒𝑛 Baraza, formerly of 𝐶𝐒 𝐓𝐸. Besides his US tour, we'll get some insight on the brilliance of his remarkable live performances. 𝐵𝑖𝑒𝑛 will also talk to us about the secret behind his scandal-free brand in an industry that thrives on kiki and controversy. Please drop a comment below and tell us where you're tuned in from. And I'm your host and producer, Ali Badawi. It is Tuesday the 9th of May, and it's Tuesday the 13th of May, and we are streaming live from Kilimanjaro Studios outside Washington, D.C. Now, please remember to follow the OneMic Show on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. On panel with me tonight is Mr. OneMic Kamakawa, our sports anchor, Mika Och, who is live in the studio. Our resident DJ, Omoshfire, is also live in studio and on the decks. And also not forgetting that our super producer is none other than Mubelwa Wabandio. And tonight we're going to get started right away because we have quite a bit to cover. Now, and I can see, people are already tuned into the episode. Then we're gonna confirm later on if we'll be able to bring in the phone, if there's gonna be a call-in number. Not 100% sure, but we are gonna go ahead and get started right away. And to all music lovers across diaspora, I want you to buckle up because tonight the OneMic Show is hosting one of the most magnetic, genre-bending, and lyrically lethal voices ever to come out of the eastern shores of Africa. Now, he's not just an artist, he's a movement by himself. You know him as one fourth of Africa's most iconic boy band, 𝐤𝐒 𝐓𝐸. But tonight we welcome him as a solo act who's rewriting the rules of Afro pop and rumba. He's the voice behind anthems like Melanin, Short and Sweet, Mbwembwe, and more recently, Safari, that has been ruling the airwaves. He's graced stages from Kigali to Coachella, and his pen game is so cold, he's written for international acts that went on to win Grammys. His North American tour kicks off tomorrow, right here in Washington, D.C.'s iconic Howard Theater. It then heads to Boston, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minneapolis, Dallas, and crowns it all in Seattle, Washington. Now, for dates and tickets, please visit dukeconcept.com/bien. For dates and tickets, please visit dukeconcept.com/bien. All this will be compressed within 12 days. So please, 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 you want to make sure you get your tickets right now before they sell out. Now, his latest album, Alusa, Why Are You Topless, is a raw and poetic genre fusing his body of work. It's a bold, it's bare, and it's also bien at his best. And for the diaspora fam who might still recall him as the lead singer of 𝐤𝐒 𝐓𝐸, he's now flying solo. But don't get it twisted because the stages are now bigger and the sound is even bolder. So without much further ado, let's give it up for the performer, the poet, the unapologetic heartbreaker, steaming like water vapor. Bien, karibu sana. Karibu to the OneMic Show. How are you feeling today?
Whoa, man, what an intro.
Karibia your mic.
What an intro. Thank you.
Aya, karibu sana. Now, you've been in DC for the past, I think, couple of days.
Yeah.
DC kukoaje? Najua leo kumekuwa na mvua kidogo, but how do you feel?
But I came, I think, when's today? Today is Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday.
I came on Sunday.
Okay.
And it's just been so beautiful. The weather has been amazing.
Okay.
I did the very touristy things. I went to the White House.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, because I was like, I had a day off. And I was like, tusema tu kweli. Sijaona hii White House. Acha niende niangalie nione wenye nakaa.
Oh, interesting.
So I took a walk. It was a nice walk, refreshing. And, the weather's beautiful.
Okay.
The people are so friendly.
Okay. You didn't randomly meet a Kenyan?
I was in the park, sitting on a bench. And there was a guy who, these like scooter things that people have here.
Yes.
And like a bunch of, like two guys just randomly happened to be Kenyan, happened to be on scooters in the park.
Okay. Angalia
so
sasa.
And then I met a Tanzanian girl to
Okay.
But it's been peaceful.
Okay.
Yeah, no one knows who I am here.
Oh, si kama nyumbani.
Yeah, and I love it. Yeah, I'm enjoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that so that means maybe you should be visiting us more often and upate your peace pia kidogo.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, Bien, someone was recently telling me kuwa Bien is one of those artists who has this bad habit of reaching unreachable audiences.
Reaching
unreachable audiences. Yes. He has a bad habit of doing that. Now, recently, umefikia wa Somali with your song Safari.
Yeah.
So, yani, how was it? Ulikakaaje ukafikiria leo mimi nataka kufikia wa Somali? And ukawafikia. Because this song, there's a very big Somali community here.
Yeah.
And they all have been jamming to this song.
Oh, that's a blessing, man. I'll be honest, I didn't think to reach out to Somalis.
Yes.
Sudan is my friend.
Okay.
And in being friends, we just thought it would be nice to do a song together.
Yes. Okay.
That unites our people.
Okay.
It's very important for the Somali community to know that they are part of us.
Uh-huh.
And I
Correct.
feel like in how we live our lives,
Yes.
it's always been us and them.
Kabisa.
Yeah, not against, but us and then them.
Yeah.
So I think music is the first step we take in integration. And also they have been used in current politics
Kabisa.
in a very bad way.
Mambo ya siasa.
Kama mambo ya siasa wametumika vibaya, na mimi nataka watu waone hapana, relationship yetu na Somali ndio backbone ya country yetu.
Okay.
Hiyo unity.
Okay.
Na region yetu actually.
That is so amazing. You know, I actually never expected that, but it's very interesting that you put it out there. I personally grew up in 𝐶𝐒.
Okay.
Nilikuwaga nikienda madrasa pale 𝐶𝐒.
That's Somali Central.
Yes, and that's Somali Central. At that time ndo alikuwa ameanza kuingia wengi. And I remember, you know, like sometimes, you know, like even tukitoka madrasa tumevaa kanzu na kofia, so someone cannot tell who's Somali and who's not. And just the treatment that sometimes they would get, comments you start hearing from the other side. So it's very interesting that you bring that up, because music is one of those things that for some reason just brings Kenyan together.
Yes.
Hata mkwe mulikosana wapi, mulikuwa mulifanya nini, music just brings people together. So hii safari, ngoma safari, ilikuwa ni safari ya kutoka Sauti Sol kwenda kwa Bien, ama ni safari ya kwenda wapi?
Ni safari yoyote yani ambayo mnasikiza. It's the journey of life. And in anything, you know, everybody in this room is on a different journey.
Yeah.
But we are praying for journey masses.
Okay.
For the journey of life.
Okay.
And I think we're just speaking a blessing into our lives.
Okay.
And where we're going, you know, we don't know where we're going, but
we are headed somewhere.
Yeah, and we're praying for the best.
So yeah, ikuwa ti safari ya kutoka Sauti Sol. So we still expect in future, I mean right now it's Bien, but in future we still expect to see Sauti Sol on stage.
Definitely, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that. We have a festival that had 20,000 people.
Nice.
December Soul Fair.
Yeah.
And we had Sauti Sol on stage.
I honestly think it was more than 20,000.
Okay.
I mean,
Mika, hiyo ni ile festival uliniacha.
Yeah, those are the tickets I sold. You know, like and then also there's people who just now did the thing.
Yeah.
But
that thing is huge.
It's massive, and you know, it's something that we've built together. We've built multiple businesses together.
Okay.
That we have a ticketing company called 𝐿𝐴 that also is an ecosystem for the youth when they're doing business.
Okay.
We have very many other things that we do together besides just sing. So the singing part might be on pause, but other parts of the.
Wherever you guys, your relationship is just beyond music.
Intact. We are so good, yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Polycarp has a guitar line now called 𝐿𝐴.
Nice.
And I'm the new brand ambassador for 𝐿𝐴. So I've come on tour to America with Polycarp's guitar. He's, you know.
Wherever you guys are doing.
Umebeba hiyo guitar.
You guys are doing multiple side businesses.
That's of course.
Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, music gives you the brand, and then you build beyond that, man. And it's just been a good journey building together. We have a board. Sauti Sol has a board. Our board looks over our affairs. The chairman of our board is Kuria Mushiru, who is also the chairman of Britain.
So kwa hivyo Sauti Sol is a business. Besides being a band, it's a business.
It's a conglomerate.
Conglomerate.
As DJ amesema.
Hizo za Wajaluo hizo.
Conglomerate. What do you mean, bwana?
Yeah. Okay, aya, sawa. Now, I want to take this time to introduce the rest of the panel. Of course, mshawasikia, Mika yuko kwa panel, DJ Moshfire yuko kwa panel. Maybe let me get started with Mika hapo kando. What's your expectation of this tour? Because this tour kuna vile watu wameingoja. You know, like kuna vile watu wameingoja. We don't want to say for how long, but people have been waiting for this tour for a very long time, because it's been a while since the last time we saw Bien, who was performing with Sauti Sol. It was during the pandemic. I think it was during 22 ama ni 23, I don't even remember. But I remember it was at the height of the pandemic.
No, it wasn't at the height of the pandemic. It was 2023. Pandemic ilikuwa
no, kwa kichwa ya Ali, bado ilikuwa pandemic.
No, bado ilikuwa pandemic. Bado watu walikuwa na vaa mask.
It's true.
Yeah. Bado watu walikuwa na vaa mask.
Walikuwa na vaa mask by choice.
Yeah, so yes, because you could visibly see hata ukienda hapo nje, because kuna picha tulipiga hapo nje hiyo huko Echo Stage, and people had masks. Kwa hivyo, you know, like ilikuwa imeisha, tuseme let's call it pandemic light.
Yeah, pandemic light basi tunaweza sema, but for me I want to say welcome to America again.
Thank you.
And thank you for giving us this, gracing us with your presence. I really appreciate it. What I expect from this tour is that the festival that he calmly said we had 20,000 people, the way that he calmly said it. I remember I told you guys, this is the best festival I've been to.
Ulisema.
This is the best.
In fact, you're tweeting. I was very mad at you when you were
I was
mad.
and I was like, I've been to Summertides. I've been to. I was like,
Mika uliniacha.
there was something about it, and that is what I hope. Not I hope. I know it's going to come out when we come here, because this is the first time we're having a Kenyan artist at the Howard Theatre, right?
Yeah, we've never
Yes,
had one.
we've never
Actually,
had one.
wow. I think the last time Ali we were at Howard,
we were at Howard. It was 𝐸𝐴LADE performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was 𝐸𝐴LADE performance, and that was so
yes.
many years
So,
ago.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so with that, I see a breakthrough whereby, and it's who's better than 𝐵N to do it, to break it out for Kenyan acts that are following after,
Correct.
to be able to what people should like stop. Artists are no longer going to small bars, hole in the walls, and like let an artist do a show that is at a befitting venue and at a befitting time. Si kufanyisha msanii kazi saa 8 usiku, pia amechoka, nitakupumzika, nitakuendelea na life. So basically this is what, as in it's just a kicking off of that, and which I believe you're the right person to do it.
Thank you.
And then one of the things that Ali said, that 𝐵N has a knack of reaching unexpected markets, is that another knack that I've had so many people say, and I agree with it, is that 𝐵N has a knack of upstaging you on your song.
Huh?
Yeah, it's your song. you feature him, and
Yani unasema amekaribishwa lakini yeye ndiye anakula ugali.
Mwenye ngoma akwange na shine kama mwenye ameleka, but the other thing is that's the talent.
Okay. So ni wale analikwa kwa nyumba na anaingia straight bed.
Yeah, and that is
anaenda kulala kwa anaenda kulala kwa king bed.
Unajua wengi hajasikia muziki kipigwa. Like I think most people have heard 𝐵N singing on YouTube and TV.
Live is a different animal.
But then if you've never experienced him live, I want you to come out and experience him live, because
it's totally different.
You will be mad at your TV. Why didn't you give me such good quality? Like, you have to come out and experience him live.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
And we've watched him live. I mean, severally. I mean, we're going back to 2016 when you guys first came, right?
Oh.
No, it wasn't 2016. It was 2013. Ilikuwa Vegas. 2013, 2014. Yeah.
2014.
No, ilikuwa Vegas.
Maryland.
Yeah. Oh, Maryland.
Maryland was 2016.
Maryland was
Maybe it was 2015 because ilikuwa 2015.
No,
ilikuwa
it was
ile place inaitwaje? Ilikuwa Langley Park.
Ile ya Langley
It was in Langley Park, yeah. I think it was 2015.
Mimi ndio nilikuwa dereva kombo, muache stories zenyu. Mimi I'm the one who remembers.
16 I lived in Arizona.
So you see,
and when they came,
ulikuwa hapo bado. So most likely it was 2015. So unaona yani hii kitu imetoka mbali, hii safari imewatoa mbali mpaka pali tumefika. In fact, I remember that time there was a picture where it was taken, ilipigwa mimi, Jabali Africa alikuwa kwa hiyo picha, and then Muzi na Justo walikuwa kwa hiyo picha, and then pia mimi nilitokea kwa hiyo picha, na hiyo picha ikatokea kwa gazeti.
Ulijibox?
Mother alinipigia simu akaniuliza, wewe kwani umeanza kuimba siku hizi? So I don't even seen it.
Opportunity ilipotea hapo. Ungedanganya watu wewe ni producer mkubwa huko.
Na sasa hii ungekuwa na album ka
3. Anyway, wacha tusi lose focus hapa. Now, US tour, it kicks off tomorrow in DC's Howard Theatre. I mean, of course, the tour is going to be on a tight 12-day schedule. We are talking Boston, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minneapolis, Dallas, and of course it ends in Seattle, Washington. Seattle is becoming a true Kenyan stronghold. Yeah. It's actually now competing with Dallas.
It's actually the only show that's now sold out already. Like,
oh my goodness. So Seattle is already gone.
Hata msijaribu. Kama una tikiti Seattle, just stay at home.
So my goodness.
Maybe
I did not even know.
Try a neighboring state.
Try a neighboring state. I don't know. You know, I don't know the geography of America, but I know Seattle is on the other side. So
so it will be people on the West Coast.
Yeah,
up and down.
Went to Seattle. Yes. Shout out to everyone. But you know, like the ticket sales are so good. Even the promoter who I'm working with, 𝐷 Concept, is really, in shock at how Kenyans are showing up.
Okay.
So like, imagine pre-sales are already above 70% in every other venue. Some at 90%, like at Dallas. The Boston is also 100%. It's fully sold out. So we're really like,
kwa hivyo DC
I feel like it's a good thing because guys, for a long time our music had been relegated to dingy bars.
Okay.
Now the last tour Sauti Sol did was iconic for us because it took our music now to these venues.
Okay.
But those shows were still on
Madaraka
weekends,
Festival.
The Madaraka Festival.
Yes.
Shout out to 𝐸𝐭 because he took a gamble and we took those shows to proper music venues.
Yes.
Now the next step is to turn our touring business into an everyday business and bring our shows to Wednesdays, to Thursdays. And Seattle is the first to sell out, and it's on a Monday.
So Apo, you know, this is quite interesting.
And we have to start consuming our music the same way other cultures consume their music, where it is part of their lives. They don't go to concerts to get drunk. They go to experience art.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting because miacha niseme ukweli, me was one of the first people tuliona hizo ads, nikaona DC Wednesday, nikauliza tena hii ni mambo gani hapa. Unajua pia si Kenya tumezoea hizo show za weekend. Friday, Saturday, worst case scenario maybe Sunday.
Yeah.
Mimi nikauliza, you know, hapa kwani kunaendaje? Ni kwa nini tunaekewa show Wednesday? Sasa hapa ndo Omosha akaanza kunichanua because I think it's also important to be schooled. Omosha akaanza kunichanua, unajua as an artist when you get to a certain level, like even when you look at a lot of American artists when they're on tour, a lot of shows are done in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
the
people
same
go.
audience that comes to watch Kenyan artists in the weekend will go and watch Beyonce on a Tuesday.
That's true.
I went to watch Kendrick last week. It was on a Thursday. Like, you know, and people have, we need to get our music that's been relegated to just those weekend things and make them weekday activities. Touring is, I don't have time to be in America for me to be able to do, for example, the 8 shows I'm about to do.
Yeah.
I would have to be in America for like 3 weekends.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks.
10 weeks.
Or something like that. If
It'll be
I was
about
playing
10
on
weeks,
weekend.
depending on which days you get. Or 5 weeks, right?
Yeah. But there's no need, man, guys. Let's come on a Wednesday and then we start on time.
Yes.
And we finish on time. And then you can still have a productive day the next day. You can go to work like a normal person, but the previous day, you had an amazing concert experience. You brought some friends, you brought people from other cultures to come and experience our culture, you know, and see what we are about musically.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful exercise.
Okay.
That it has to be broken now.
No, that's quite interesting, and it was quite a learning experience also for a lot of us who are fans of Kenyan music, who follow Kenyan music, who want to see Kenyan music grow out here in the diaspora. Na unajua pia umetaja 𝐄𝐚𝐬𝐭 concept. He's done a very amazing job.
Yeah.
But unajua, you know, like hapa ni the people's kamkunji. So mimi nitakwambia reality ya what people have been saying on the side.
Talk to me.
Mimi nakwambia tu kweli hapa. You know, this was not even on the script, but mimi vile umemtaja 𝐿 concept, mimi ndaongea tu hapo kweli. He's done an amazing job. He's done an amazing job promoting this. So a lot of Kenyan promoters are asking, ni aje umetuacha matani? You know, like we've been here with you, we promoted the shows for you for a very long time. Ni vipi yani, how is it that we are not being involved on this one? So maybe just to help them understand, although a lot of the promoters have already been promoting this show.
They have.
Yeah.
But listen, all those Kenyan promoters have already been promoting this show. I want to say thank you to them. I won't forget where we come from and how we've grown together over the years. But guys, I need you to grow with me.
Okay.
That's true.
Because guys, I'm trying to take this music to another level. I'm trying to take our music and put it in no, there's no Kenyan promoter who has given me the offer Duke has given me. Let's start from there.
Okay.
Even if I'm to speak as a businessman.
Okay.
And I have bills to pay and I have hard costs in my life.
Okay.
That
Fair enough.
have to be paid, right? So Duke is the first person to come out maybe with 8 cities and make it make sense financially for me.
Okay.
You know? So let's start from there. Every other Kenyan promoter was asking me to come and do one show. Unaweza kama upige show Jazzy? Unaweza kama upige show wapi? Second, our promoters don't like to adhere to the rules that I have for myself as a live performer.
Okay.
Yeah, me, I won't play in a bar. I'm past those things.
Oh, very interesting.
I'm past that level of playing in multi-purpose halls. I can't do that anymore.
Basement your church.
Yeah, I can't do those. Yeah. So if I'm going to do something, I have to play in a music venue. People go to music venues to watch music. That's a place that's been curated for sound. So that we can, as a bare minimum, we can have a beautiful experience from the user
Yes.
and the artists.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So I think
So when I look at those things, I've not seen any Kenyan promoter who has given me that, except Simon last time.
Okay.
And I tried doing this tour with Simon first before I went to Duke actually.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So I did try with Simon, but we weren't able to make it work.
Okay.
And so I had to go to another place because I have to tour still, guys.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So promoters mmesikia, you can drop
Challenge.
your comments pale below. We are live on YouTube. I think the Facebook stream is still facing some challenges, but you can come on YouTube. Let us know what you think. Please type your comment. Let us know. Bien mwenyewe amezungumza. DJ Moshfire, I just want you to react to what Bien has said, because this thing has been subject to endless debate. Like we're in a lot of those groups, and it's been subject to endless debate. So maybe 1 or 2 minutes, just tell us what you feel about, because what Bien has summarized has answered questions that have been debated. I think to kiandika hizo debates, they could even fill 100 pages.
So Bien Asante, karibu to the show. So this, I'd say we have a lot of people who talk kitchen politics, so to speak, right? But at the end of the day, like Bien said, it's a business. He's a businessman. And then also someone has to see what is the big picture. Where is he going with this? And I'll give you guys 𝐷𝑒𝑪𝐷𝑒𝑚 Mtiani. Back in the day when I had a conversation with these guys, and I asked them a simple question. I said, where are you guys going as a group, or where do you guys see yourselves headed? And the answer I was given, I think it was Fancy Fingers who told me, he said, us guys, we want to win a Grammy. That's what he told me.
Wow.
Nimedanganya.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Did you guys win a Grammy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's done that. He's a Grammy-winning musician. You want to relegate him to a bar?
So this is
Because I've been seeing the tours
yeah.
that have been happening.
Yeah.
I've been seeing the tours that have been happening within the sphere of our artists. None of them has been in a music venue.
Wow. I mean, sasa hata sijui niseme nini Mika.
No, and to add to that, and this has been a conversation that we've been having so many times and arguing with so many people, and we've told people that at some point we have to look at our music from the aspect of understanding the business of music, not just music itself. In that, if you opened a kibanda right now and you wanted it to be a supermarket, you'll have to pump money into it. So you can't expect that an artist is growing, investing into themselves, and then when you want to do business with that artist, you're still approaching them how you approached them 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Because in yourself, as whatever you as a promoter, an investor, or anything, you also want to grow. You also want to be known as the promoter who bring big parties, as the promoter who holds parties that people know they'll get their value for money. And if you're looking to get value for money from that business you're investing, the artist also has to get value from that business that you're giving it to them. So it's a symbiotic relationship that basically means do things right? Legally, financially, right? And just any other way that you're dealing with people. You cannot say you're bringing an artist from Kenya. This is an artist who has aspirations, and you don't want to bring them in the correct way, right?
Even the visa conversation,
yeah.
Like my O1 visa costs $18,000, guys. Which promoter was going to pay $18,000 for my visa?
So talk about that visa. Is it
also,
because
I see Kenyan promoters bringing Jamaican artists. Are the artists supposed to be pissed that they're now bringing Jamaican artists? No, I've seen Kenyan promoters, amazing promoters too.
Yeah.
Mike Fracas has booked Jamaican artists time and time over.
Yeah.
I know Fully Focus has booked Davido. Fully Focus has booked 𝐷𝑒𝑪𝑘𝑖D. So guys, we're just in a field. Allow us to go be international. No one is stopping you guys from booking international acts as well.
Okay.
You can just go and book them if you want.
I actually believe in
respectfully, by the way. I
Yeah.
don't even mean that with any if you can see my expression right now.
Yeah.
I mean it.
Raw
Love.
stuff. Yeah.
Let's
No.
grow.
I actually believe in such a situation, the artist has to be selfish, because we know the artists have been paid. The artists have been taking small money when they've been coming to America to perform to America, and those days are way done. But then also the artist has to be able to be selfish enough to get what they to look at. If I sign this deal, how am I benefiting from this? Because it's getting to a point whereby the audience that will consume Bien's music, if Bien was here from 2016,
Yeah.
that is how many years? This is 10 years later.
Almost 10 years, yeah.
That audience can afford any
Yeah.
price that you put out in front of them, as
Okay.
long as you give them quality.
Okay.
So if you want to do shows and you if you're gonna do shows and you put bad quality, that audience will not come. So I don't believe you, Ali. And as Biena said, on Tuesday, people will go watch Beyonce, right? Because they know they'll get the good quality from a Beyonce show, and they will pay $200, $300 tickets there, right? But then, if you put Bien in that same location, and people see the value of it, they will pay that same amount of money. But if you put an artist in a bad location, you're devaluing him too.
Well, this is the One Mic Show. Namumeskia. You know, this conversation has happened for a very long time, and I think it has been brought to a close.
Let's get out the kitchen, guys.
Yeah,
let's get out this conversation is happening in the kitchen. Juu wapi? Tokeni kwa jikoni majamaa bana. Wa Nigeria wako Madison Square Garden, sisi tuko kwa jikoni.
Tokeni jikoni, wa Nigeria kwa Madison Square Garden.
MSG. Wanafanya arenas, wanafanya State Farm arenas, juu wanafanya wapi, wanafanya wapi. Alafu sisi bado tuko na numbers, wasani our audiences are what's filling up. We know
those places.
Yeah.
It's actually our audiences, yes.
By the way, Kenyans, anytime you go to a random show, you know, like hata kama ni Nigeria mekam, you know, like anyone
even
from any
rock.
country. Yeah, you meet so many Kenyans, and I'm talking about here in the US.
And not even Kenyans, man.
Yeah.
I want to speak for East Africa as a diaspora.
Yeah.
The Swahili-speaking diaspora in the world is almost just as large as Nigeria as a territory.
Yes.
So we need to understand our power and work towards goals that are building. You know, our kids are going to ask us what we're doing. At least I'll tell my kids, we took it from the multi-purpose halls to music venues.
Okay.
They have to take it to arenas now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, like just quick advice, you know, so that we can go to other issues that we want to address today. Quick advice to the promoters who are listening, because wako tuned in wote. Weko hapa wanakusikiza. Maybe what is it that they need to do, you know, so that next time, not necessarily Bien, any other, because there's so many other artists who are coming up. Yeah.
Come correct. Okay, first of all, in I agree, but there's a lot of Kenyan artists who need to come to America.
Yeah.
But come correct, man. You know, there's promoters in every state.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are going to kuungana, could bring wasanii. Kasa hii Codon Clan wakikam states. Wanaweza uwa
mbaya sana. Yeah.
Codon Clan inafaa kuwa already mapromoter wameshikana, wamesema takubringa wase, these are the mathematics, these are the numbers, these are the what. Yani tunajua kitu as a business too.
Okay.
Tunapata sponsorship gani, yani like tuangalie kitu as a business. Na touring ni big business, diaspora yetu ni kubwa, kuna chances. So
unajua noma ni nini? Wanajua hivyo lakini hawaezi.
Mika bwana.
Well, Mika atakuchoma.
Mika kwa nini unachoma? Bana tuko na mgeni. We have a visitor bwana. Behave.
Kweli tu.
Yeah, now, you know, like a couple of questions here coming from the people who are tuned in. I can see watu wengi wameingia hapa. Dynamic anasema visiting you guys in DC soon. Karibu sana Dynamic.
Welcome Dynamic.
Hapa I can see Phoenix Rising 254. Paul Nzengu from all the way from California. Anasema swali for Bien. He has said he's taking the Kenyan music to bigger places. Is he mentoring or assisting any other Kenyan artists to do the same level or access the same platforms like him? So here, a quick question to you from Pablo in California.
Pablo in California, thank you for your question. Pablo, if you go on YouTube or wherever you stream music, you can check out Soul Generation.
Okay.
Soul Generation is a record label that signed Bensoul and Viri.
Yeah.
Also, there are other groups, Kaskazini there. And on that mentorship level, I've done the most with Bensoul and Viri. You can see their careers. They speak for themselves. Also, Soulfest, my festival, is the biggest employer in terms of festivals in Kenya. Not only artists.
Interesting.
Like it employs almost 1,000 people. And
security
that's
and all.
Security, everything. Then finally, we set up Soul Generation Publishing. We are the biggest publisher of Kenyan music. We are doing publishing for Kenyan artists. They didn't know about publishing. Publishing wasn't a conversation that existed until we started to do it. So all of these urban tone songs and the new age of artists, we are publishing for them. Even the older artists who didn't have publishing, we are publishing for them. So we are hell-bent on building structure in our industry.
Okay.
Bien, on that publishing question, because now, you know, we have the, what is it? I guess publishing is with is that where the intellectual property comes in? Then like you own it, and then you should then be getting your, I guess I'd say
royalties from
whichever, wherever, whether it's a US royalty entity, as long as you're registered and they've figured the accounts and all of that. So then that goes back to Easy Swahili Zakina MCSK and so on and so forth. So since you guys are doing the publishing, does that mean that you guys then also, are you then now pushing the monies, collecting for, or you're not? You guys are not actually involved.
We are collecting, and we are collecting, and we are also looking for opportunities for that music to make it make sense and make it make money. So if you sign with us, we are also looking for ads for your music. We're also looking for movies where your music can feature. We're trying to make your music make sense in other places so that it makes you residual income.
Oh, multiple streams of residual income.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Hiyo sawa. Hapa kuna comment ingine
And that's
inakuja.
not for artists who are signed to Soul Generation. That's for all the artists. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
So we do it for all of those people.
So round hii ukipata ile check ya 3,000.
MCSK hapana, kutoka Europe siku hizi.
Okay, na kuna hapa comment ingine kutoka kwa Frank Wesonga. Frank Wesonga anasema, DJ Frank anasema US Kenyan promoters based here in the US, if we were contacted well in advance and given clear terms and conditions, I'm confident we could have met them and delivered all 8 cities as requested. But that's in hindsight, and I think pia usha explain kitu vizuri. So
if
I mean,
there was intention to bring me, where are the emails from them? If there was intention, like it's not. I didn't ask to come out on tour.
Yeah.
Like there also has to be some intention.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want this to become a back and forth, guys. It's not helping anybody.
Okay. Yeah.
So Frank, you saying that you could have is
coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, man. It's okay. You could have then you could have, because I've not received any emails or communication from people inquiring for bookings and coming correct. When Simon Okello is having a conversation with me,
yes,
he comes to Nairobi, he comes to my house, he tells me, bro, I have this and these dates.
Okay.
Are you free? Yes. Okay, how do we make this work? And we figure that out.
Okay.
So I've done business like that before.
Well,
it's not the first time.
Well, I'm glad that there's clarity on this issue. And I hope people are taking notes because we have, BN is just getting started.
So wakijipanga wanaweza rudi. Kuna next year na hizo miaka zingine.
BN is a businessman.
Yeah,
he's ready.
I'll be touring for the rest of my life.
He's ready.
Okay. And
so amesikia.
If you're ready, we work. If you're not ready, somebody else is going to take up the bid and I'm going to work. Because I have to tour, guys. I have to pay my bills. I have to live my life.
Okay. Aya, sawa. And of course, you're tuned into the One Mic Show. We of course have BN in studio, spitting some gems and, answering questions very candidly. Any question, to be honest, we debated whether we should ask you this question, but I'm glad you made it easy for us, and this information is out now for everyone to know. Now, hapa DJ Katz anasema 18K noma sana. We Kenyans, we need to pull up our socks. All Kenyan events, we need to put a minimum fee of $60, and we Kenyans, we have to support. And then Pablo anasema si huku California, Bien atatupatia extra pressure, so atupange pia sisi alete show huku, please.
I really wanted to go to Cali, to be honest.
Yes.
But you see, also the tour was routed according to how my streaming is performing in America.
Wow, that is interesting.
Did not know that.
I wasn't able to make a stop in Cali because it wasn't high up there in where my streamers are from.
Kwa hivyo watu wa Cali
a lot of our
wamelalia masikio.
East Coast.
Oh, interesting.
Lakini California mazela same tulienda Cali ilikuwa poa sana.
Correct, yes.
Because hiyo schedule yako, I was wondering, Cincinnati inatoka wapi? Unajua kuna cities zingine
wa Tanzania.
Yes, wa Tanzania.
I know kuna wa Tanzania wengi huko.
Wabongo.
Nilikuwa naangalia karibu 70% sold out manze, na niko like wow man. Mimi sikuwa najua Cincinnati jenda Ohio mimi.
Wa Tanzania.
So by the way, unaona those are the things, because to me I was looking at it, I was like, this is not a touring city.
The math was not mathing.
Yeah, I mean, mimi nilikuwa naona hizo zingine naelewa, Dallas, Atlanta.
Yes.
Those ones I get, but niko na
Cincinnati, si ndio?
No, nisha actually nishaenda.
Wenda for work. He had family there.
Yeah,
at one point.
No, actually I had family in Mansfield. Mansfield is like a couple of hours away from Cincinnati, but I've been to Cincinnati for work. Interesting
Cincinnati
city.
Sherehe.
Bila sijenda sherehe, nimeenda kazi.
Wendo una assume hivyo. Cincinnati kuna Watanzania wengi na Wakenya
sasa
wengi
sikujua.
So it explains the streaming. Actually, that makes quite a lot of sense,
so
when you look at the city.
Even our decisions on how we plot out our bookings
yes,
is not data driven.
Wow.
You see, if you want to make decisions on how artists are going to tour, it needs to be a data-driven conversation.
Sio kusema huko kuna Wakenya wengi.
Kuna Wakenya Boston, kuna Wakenya.
Wako wengi wanakungoja. Wanakungoja
Kuna Wakenya kila mahali. The place yenye iko more centrally placed ndio watu wakuja from different places nini ndio tunafaa tuko na converse around streaming.
Okay.
Where do your streams come from? And the good thing is right now people are able to get that data to the T.
Okay.
Because of artificial intelligence, how the records of how people bought tickets last time.
Yes.
We have all that data to help us make those decisions.
So
even if you want to promote
and
if you want to continue being in the field of promotion, we must rise above now and
big
get
data,
into the data game. Our show in Toronto last year was booked by a Chinese promoter. You remember the guy? Was booked by a Chinese promoter.
Wow.
I asked him, also that the Canada tour was paying us double what America was paying us.
Huh?
And I asked this guy, like, how did you know about us? And he was just like, well, I looked
data.
you guys up, I have your data, I know how people are streaming, blah blah. Basically, aliangalia streams.
Aliangalia numbers.
It's business. It's business. It's not personal.
He's never even heard our song.
So that data is available to anyone.
Well, to people who are in the business, I mean, if you're in the business of radio, then you must have data for radio.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Business of, you must find a way of getting the data.
Okay.
Wow.
You can check. Yeah, I think you can check, but things like streams,
if you have the YouTube,
Spotify can show you.
Should check. Yes.
YouTube can show you insights.
Yeah, the numbers
like
are
you
there.
can see all those insights. They're not secrets.
Okay.
They're numbers that are very public. Your Spotify numbers are your Spotify numbers.
Correct. Yes.
There's nothing like that's public about them.
Promoters, DJs, meskia. So let's
use data.
Yeah.
Lakini kusema kweli ati wewe utafanya tu na data wewe you'll book nini the data wewe.
No, unajua mimi si promoter.
Kufanya venye unafanyanga, just be aware that kuna data inatumikanga just be aware. Hatusemi sasa kila kitu sasa tumeingia kwa hesabu sijui mani. Hapana. Watu aware.
Unajua nini? Unajua mtu ameapply for one visa.
Yes.
Ama anajua vitu zoitishwa kwa embassy.
Correct.
Atakuwa anajua pali pa kwenda.
Unajua kuna watu hata wajui hiyo for one visa ni nini. Maybe useme pia hiyo ni nini.
Basically ni unakumbuka kuna time back in the days when we used to say nani amechomea msanii wa nani hawezi kuja.
Correct.
But kumbe ni visa wrong
amekuja na visitor
visa.
Should have been the business one.
Yes. It should have been the business one. The one sasa unaona hiyo. So now the issue is that
P1 to your performance.
So the issue is that if you apply for those visas, you know what they ask for.
Okay.
And you know when they ask for, you know what to look for. And as I said, evolve with the times. Awezi kuwa when ni promoter mnomo Mosha na kujua Mika na kujua OneMic na kujua nani na kujua, but then unaweza angukia market yenye ni wazungu wanapenda hiyo ngoma na juu vile amesema data evolve with the time. Like basically you have to evolve with the time. So the thing is, I hope people who are in the business of hearing from an artist and the artist is not shy about giving them information what they need to look for, not to do.
And unajua ndo one of the reasons why I like BN, because BN yani ukifikiria kuna topic yani hata ongea yeye ataenda mpaka afike kwa neighbor. But
I thought ulisema alikuwa kwa bedroom.
Hiyo hapo ni kama umemkaribisha kwako. Ukimkaribisha kwako wewe utakuwa umetoka job na kuja kulala, then unamkuta endo yuko kwa king bed. But anyway, outside mambo ya promoters, BN, you cracked the Tanzanian market. And I don't even know if cracked is the right word, because we have very respected, celebrated producers and people in the music industry talking about BN in Tanzania on Tanzanian platforms. Your market for a long time, there was a time when Kenyans used to do a lot of shows in TZ back in the day, siku za kina Isa, before now Bongo Flava, started shooting up. A lot of Kenyans used to go tour in Tanzania, but kuna time ilifika ni kama, Bongo Flava picked up and Kenyan artists were not going there so much. Tumekuwa na juzi during the awards performing live, like everyone was talking about BN. So what is it that maybe you did differently that has made Tanzanians very endeared to BN? We have a Tanzanian here in the studio. Ni producer wetu hapa pia, na pia atakuja seme moja mawili. Najua pendi kuja kwa mic ndani ya OneMic show, but atakuja seme moja mawili. But what exactly is it that that made you crack What seemed
But what-
completely uncrackable?
It's not uncrackable, guys. Sauti Sol has been massive in Tanzania for the last 10 years plus.
Correct.
Sauti Sol imbe sura yako mzuri mama. Every year nimepiga show Dar es Salaam na imekuanga tu bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I would say they are rediscovering me as an artist though, because I'm now going there as BN and not as
Sauti Sol.
have done massive shows in Dar. You can look
Interesting.
online. They
Yeah.
exist. Sauti Sol has always been loved in Dar es Salaam. There's no time Tanzania has not loved my music. Have they always loved Kenyan music? I don't know, man. You know, I agree with you. There's a time there was a lot of us going there, and then it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's very logical that our neighbors would listen to our music. We love their music.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
love
we do.
Tanzanian music.
Yeah, we sure do.
drink it.
Yeah.
We do.
So it's a big honor though that they really put me up there, because Tanzania is a great country for art.
Yeah.
Like, look at their industry. So nafeel yani ni heshima kubwa sana yani. Watizidi kunieka huko juu kwenye amenieka.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Kwanza ile collab ulifanya na Mario.
But also collaboration is a big.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I really I've, you know, guys, in 2015 si tulikuwa tunapanda 2015 2013 tulikuwa tunapanda basi tuna Dar es Salaam kufanya media.
Interesting.
Hizo ndo vitu watu wanaona saa hii
Wanaona results hizi. Yeah.
Lakini tulikuwa tunaenda TZ kufanya tu media
tour.
tunaenda kufanya clouds, unatoka clouds unaingia EFM,
Unaingia Wasafi FM.
Yeah.
Nimeona
Yes.
interviews zenyu.
Wasafi.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've done that for years until I become a familiar face, and then I collaborate with them.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do with a market, I think that's the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, kwanza hiyo collab ulifanya na Mario.
Exactly.
Hiyo ya
Also,
Mikocheni.
Yeah,
Man.
Mario, shout out to Mario, is my brother, man.
Yeah.
Like, putting me on that song also has changed a lot of things in my career. You know, because kama BN mi sahi nimeanza career, nimeanza maisha upya.
Yeah.
Na it's a big song for me right now.
Yeah. So I mean,
kuongea juu ya
No, hiyo si waga tuna ignore.
We ignore it.
We ignore as we go.
Like clockwork, even
Yeah.
during the show,
Yeah.
Jesus.
it will go off like that.
like
Clockwork, tumezoea.
okay. So,
But
yeah.
I'm honored
yeah.
that people in Tanzania
Yeah.
feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tanzania kama wewe ni mbongo na watch,
Yeah.
tuko America mazi kama una hiyo show.
Na mimi nataka Bandio njoo hapa kidogo. Najua Bandio hataki kuingia kwa short, but njoo hapa kidogo because Bandio he's very specific about sound. Of course, when it comes to a studio setup, and also when it comes to music, you know, like he does a lot of sound production work. Okay. So it's very specific, especially on mambo za live performances na nini. And he's specifically been talking about you. Well, for so many years, not kuanzia jana majuzi, for so many years before even now, you became big in Tanzania.
Actually,
so Bandio.
Vile tour yako iliannouncewa tu hivi.
Yeah.
Mumlete bien kwa studio.
Yeah, that was the first thing that Bandio said.
Mashemeji, you know, my brother is married to a Tanzanian girl, so
okay.
Yeah, also shemeji zangu.
Boom.
Si nilikuwa nafikiri mashemeji zako ni Wajaluo. Since when sasa tumeenda Bongo bwana boss?
Okay. Nataka niulize kuhusu nini sasa.
Kagera Sugar. Uliza Kagera Sugar kana jua Kagera.
Yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to know. Actually, maswali mawili. Live performances za kwako. That's one thing. That's my dream work, right? Kufanya live, ku-engineer live concert, right? Nafanya in a small scale, lakini wanapenda kusikiliza, uwezo wa kusikiliza kila ala, right? Kila instrument ambayo inacheza, lakini bado ikabalance na music. Alafu ukafanya vibing na vitu vingine. So, swali ni kwamba process yako ya kuandaa live performance iko vipi? Kwa sababu kuna tofauti katika quality ya muziki. And my question is, ni kwa sababu ya una invest more, you rather put less in your pocket to have a good show? Do you have really good people wanaokwenda kufanya live sound check na instruments na everything? Is this the performance that you invest more in performance with the band? What is it? I mean, walk us through your live performance from the day una land kwenye Trace Award mpaka una perform.
I'll start with my upbringing as a musician and my artist development. Like when I was on the come up, I've always been a live singer. I started singing when I was 6 years old. I'm 37 now.
Huh?
So that's 31 years of me doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
So it looks like on stage it looks easy, yeah, because I've done it all my life. But also second, I don't think there's a area I invest more time in terms of my rehearsal. and in an area where I invest more money than on my life. Like everybody on stage and everybody on my team, everybody I'm touring with is the best at their game. My tour manager here, 𝐶𝐒 is just sitting here, but 𝐶𝐒 is Georgia Smith's tour manager.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean we had a celebrity? Hold on, let me check
He's not a
celebrity.
celebrity. He's not a celebrity. He's a
He's a celebrity, but he's a
But
celebrity.
𝐶𝐒 is
Yeah.
a tour manager for international, a lot of global
Artists,
artists, international
yes.
acts. He's Omalay's tour manager as well.
Okay.
So he finds time to come and be my tour manager. He's the best at his job. He's going to make sure everything that's happening is perfect. Then my sound engineer is almost one of my best friends, Victor. He now lives in LA. So when I'm in America and I'm touring in America, Victor will come and be my sound engineer. And I have, for lights, there's a guy from Hillsong. You know Hillsong?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Imagine the guy who does the lights in Hillsong is Kenyan. So he's the one who's doing lights on my tour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to make sure that the experience is the best. And that means my pocket is going to take a hit. I can decide to come with a track. You guys will still be happy. But
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because people just sometimes people just want to see the artist.
Correct.
Naweza mwona
Correct.
kuja hapa na track tu niimbe na track ni naimba poa.
Yeah.
Na itakuwa much cheaper on me.
Correct.
And I'll make a lot more money. But for what?
Wow.
Yeah, man. And I think my joy is when I give on stage. That's the reason why I live. So that's my process. I rehearse a lot though. Like when you listen to my band is extremely tight. And it's because in Nairobi, in any day when we are not touring, we rehearse. And it's a minimum it's a 4-hour rehearsal, but minimum 2 hours. And it usually starts at 7 a.m. So
Ouch.
Huh?
manze ndo iume. This is gonna 7 a.m. and then yeah, so that is
Ndio mtu alale sober
I just go from 7 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11,
Yes.
I go home, I sleep for the rest of the day. I can sleep after 𝐿𝐴𝐾 in the studio.
So what
But-
time are you doing CrossFit?
CrossFit, after I do rehearsal, I go to the gym. Then napiga CrossFit hapo sahi.
Kwa hivyo hiyo mazoezi pia ni part of the whole
lazima,
eh,
tour.
sexy,
Yes.
madam, madam,
topless.
ah, madam ndo wanabuy
Eh?
tikiti. Nyie mbuy
Eh?
tikiti.
Kwa topless.
Ai,
Wanaume wanunue tikiti.
wanaume na drink.
Wanaume wanabuy drink.
Okay.
Nyie mnunue tikiti. Nyie mtafanywa mnunue tikiti.
Hiyo ni kweli.
Because nyie mnaenda kwenye
Interesting.
Kama toy za McDonald's.
That is so
Kwa watoto.
interesting.
So
Oh my
yeah,
God.
thank you. Kwa sababu nafikiri just kwa wasanii wote wanasikiliza, ukitaka faida hakikisha umeinvest kwenye mtaji.
kabisa.
And I think the last person alizungumza this very same thing was DJ Diomi. Hapo kwa nazungumzia hapa.
Yeah.
Fanya concert akaondoka hapa, alilend TZ na like $200. Vingine vyote alinvest kwenye equipment. And
yes.
like mwangalia alipo
And I
sasa.
think, yeah, and just investing in people. Like an investment in the right people in your tour is an investment in yourself as an artist. And you're going to see things changing, especially from our community. The quality of musicians that there are in Kenya right now are not
Yes.
going to sing for you in
buzz.
no, I'm just saying in environments
Yeah.
that are not very professional. Like if you look at Kodong Clan, they play live. Everybody on that roster is a live
Everybody.
musician.
Yeah.
The musician of the now is a live musician. So let's not take them back. You know, and let me tell you something, man. The kids who are coming to do this shit in a way we've never seen.
Wow. So let's
Yeah.
go to tayari.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, be
All
ready.
right. So I want to remind the listeners that you tuned into the One Mic Show. We have Bien in studio. His US tour kicks off tomorrow at DC's Howard Theater. The tour is on a tight 12-day schedule, and then it heads to Boston, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minneapolis, Dallas, and ends in Seattle, Washington on the 26th of May. And what we are learning is that Seattle is not just a stronghold, but they are also streaming more.
Murima.
They've also bought all the tickets. Murima imeguswa. Murima imeguswa huko.
Ilikuzwa vizuri wakasema let us invest.
So actually shout out to Seattle.
Yeah.
You are the first city
And even with
to sell
Simon,
out.
and even when we played with Simon Okello, like a Madaraka tour,
Yeah.
Seattle, the venue was like how many thousand people? Like
Wow.
Yeah, it was the
thousands.
biggest, yeah,
it was
for
the biggest,
Madaraka
like
Fest.
3K,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was massive. So
Wow, okay. Haya, sawa sawa. Ndio hiyo hapo mnasikia sasa. Again, remember to get your tickets.
Ali, I wanted to dandia what band you had started on.
Yes,
on the
go
rehearsal
ahead.
question. So I remember when you guys came out with your Solfest lineup for last year, right? And one of my very close friends, Charisma, was booked, and he was like, so Buddha, itabidi nipende gym sana kwa sababu ile contract imeandikiwa, right?
Yeah.
There was a contract on what rehearsal they're supposed to be, how fit they're supposed to be, wafai kuumia sijui unaenda ku ride bike kucheza Honda na nini and everything. So my question comes to when from the moment you tie up and when you decide to come up with the lineup for festival, do you sit down and think in terms of, is this an artist who's gonna stick to what I demand for in a contract? Is this an artist who I know is gonna put more effort, not just for this concert, but it's somebody who will pick up everything that is written in this concert and put it into their music? As in, how do you look at it?
We just first curate the show. The format for Solfest last year was, we're going to do rumba music that comes from independence until now, and then we're going to do another set that's going to be urban tone music, because urban tone music really killed the scene for like last year. They're still killing it. So any artist who fits in that bracket is somebody who we wanted to work with, because Solfest is not a festival that artists are coming to play and leave. It's a production. To mean that it's a production now, it means it has many moving parts. For all those moving parts to work, you have to show up for all rehearsals. If you don't show up for rehearsals, I'm hitting your wallet.
Huh?
Yeah.
There's a fine.
There's a fine.
Damn.
Because you're going to affect the end product of what you're trying to achieve.
Yes, understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
If you don't come to work here, guys, you're going to be given a penalty by the company.
That's true.
Why don't those rules adhere in the music industry? Why are people going to... If right now I don't show up for work for I don't know how much, it's going to hit my pocket.
Correct.
And it should. So for artists, I think because we are used to such a secular way of working where we don't have those, that we don't want to look like we are. Come on, I don't look at mini mitiaji, but the investment that they put on that stage, guys, the production costs me like 60-something million shillings.
Wow.
Yeah. So don't waste my money.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because putting that together, the outfits alone, nguo peke yake 5 million.
And the sound was amazing.
Sound peke yake ni 7 million. When you look at what's at stake, and what somebody who is on the other side is paying for a ticket, they must see magic on that stage.
Man, I tell you when...
So I told Charisma, the contract is not a slavery contract. It's just must say, guys, show up for rehearsal. There's going to be 5 rehearsals.
Yes.
And the last 2 are going to be dress rehearsals, and you have to commit to those dates. If you have a show in the middle of that and you tell me in advance, not me, like you tell the production in advance, who are we to stop you? See, you go.
Yeah, we'll work around
you.
We'll work around
you.
that, yeah.
What we don't want is this indiscipline and disrespect. Nobody has time for that.
Okay. So kuna another side of BN the businessman, because watu wanajua BN msanii, very cool guy. kuna another side.
No, cool businessman. BN ni kama no, ni show up to.
Okay.
It's hard work kuwa msanii ati watu wanapenda ni ku show up.
Okay.
Alafu pia I want any artist who comes on Solfest. I want Solfest to be the place where people grow. If you look at the artists who performed in Solfest last year, now they're performing with bands.
Correct.
Yes. I go to watch them in Nairobi now. I'm like, hey, jamaa siku hizi anacheza na band. Ananiambia, hey, mazee tangu Solfest sijaacha kucheza na band tena.
Oh, quite
tangu
interesting.
Solfest niko na sound engineer. Like they pick something from the festival. They pick some of them. Since Solfest, I was making a joke to my friend Kibunja, who was the MC. I was like, Kibunja mazee, unafaanza kutrain gym. Kibunja sasa kutoka Solfest paka sahi hajaacha kutrain.
Oh wow.
Actually nani wote, all of them are in the gym.
Charisma nilimwambia Charisma wewe unataka kuwa msexy hapa na but dem guy atakubobekia. Charisma siku hizi ana train na mwana squat 120.
Okay.
So yani mtu akija experience ya Solfest inamfaa kumeka better artist.
So literally is becoming Luya hit.
Exactly. Like I want people to not look at it as wala seni watiaji. No, I want people to say that's the place where I grew the most.
And then the one thing that he actually says a lot of his music or how he is as an artist is thanks to you.
Man, I'm blessed.
On things you tell him on the side,
Yeah.
how you coach him how to do this with
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah.
he holds you to a very
I
high
love that boy
regard
so
about
much.
it.
Yeah.
And there's one thing that I think I would also like to ask is that you mentioned Kodong Clan, right? And hands down, very talented young man. Very, very super talented young man. Now the thing is, that kind of music is big in Kenya. Huku bado haija penetrate vizuri. Watu bado hawajanini. So what are some of the things, some of the ways we can, because you honestly said it, like, if the music that is coming out from Kenya, and this is one thing I told these guys, zile ngoma zinatoka Kenya this year mjui.
It's too much. You know,
Yeah.
Kenya is in a beautiful place now.
Yeah.
Previously, we always looked for our sound wasn't rooted in our culture. Our sound was rooted in American culture. Our sound was rooted in Jamaican culture.
Yeah.
Our sound was rooted in UK culture.
Mm.
But
Okay.
now there's a resurgence of people loving their own music, their own culture. There's festivals like Ngemi Festival, which is a pure Kikuyu festival. And it has like 10,000 people plus. It's
Wow.
massive.
Wow.
𝐶𝐒 selling out, Luya Festival selling out. There's a whole thing, and it's not taking us back to our tribal cocoons. What's happening is that our music is now being made. Like the biggest song in the world is Mwaki.
Yes.
Imagine that's a Kikuyu song. So like it's taking us back to our culture. And I think when we start making music from our culture going out,
Yeah.
we are going to see a change even in our audience, because now we become more interesting. And when we're touring with 𝐶𝐒 in Europe, we had already crossed over, man. I was seeing like maybe 30% Kenyans in the audience. Wazungu wamejaa. The crossover was happening.
Okay.
So that's going to happen here as well.
Okay.
And I think what the artists need to do is also show intention.
Okay.
So for example, Kodong needs to already be working on a P1 visa to come perform in America. But also our diaspora, thank you for the ones who have bought tickets. Show out for us so that we have big cultural moments. The reason why Nigerian music is where it is because they've had big cultural moments. This same Howard Theatre, Sibana Boy played here in 2017, 2019.
Yes.
He played there. It was a big cultural moment for Nigeria. Likewise, when we start to do it now and we make it frequent, we'll have big cultural moments.
Let me
Wow.
ask.
Okay.
No, I
go
wanted
ahead.
to ask her,
Yeah.
you know, I think also we ourselves can be and should be ambassadors.
Exactly.
And it's a discussion we've always had here pertaining to the role DJs play in exporting or facilitating the music to spread. So I'll give an example, by the way. And by the way, my soon to be 9-year-old daughter, when I told her that I was coming, we were interviewing you, she was like, oh my God, she loves 𝐶𝐒.
Wow.
She loves you guys, and by the way, you at least have to sing for her something. At least Nemo can say that my dad had
Lakini chungo usiandikiwe invoice. Unajua bia ni business.
very relaxed.
Anaweza leta watu wa soul generation hapa you generate.
So case in point,
Yeah.
there's a mix that 𝐔𝐒 made. 𝐶𝐒 mix.
Yeah.
So whenever we are I'm in Kenya and we are traveling, hiyo ndio mix tulikuwa tunacheza. Like from coast to night, we'd have other mixes. So like even the mixes and the songs, they know that.
Yeah.
Unaget. So I think also DJs should, how pivotal are DJs
there's a role.
in
Yeah,
and
there's
especially
a-
speaking of
there's a
DJs
role.
like that one over there in that corner over there.
There's a role. I mean, you guys are here. So you guys are the first people who are going to, DJs, your job is not to play what people like. Your job, a DJ is a taste maker. A DJ is a curator.
Break music.
So a DJ is your job is to break music. And when I'm in the club, I need to hear a song I've never heard before that I'm going to Shazam. Well, so in your spheres of influence, even if you take like and DJs are also meant to make their own music. So right now, a DJ can take a track ya ngoma, vibe, ama you even make a remix
Mashup.
that is just yours. Yeah, you can make your own remix of a song, and those are the things that propel the music and take it to the next level. So DJs have a role, but who has a bigger role is you and everyday people
The
in
diaspora.
America, diaspora. When you're going to work, over lunch you're sharing music with someone on your desk. Oh yeah, this artist is coming to, yeah, you know what, let me buy your ticket, come check out some East African music.
Vile tunabebanga hizi bracelets.
Yeah, exactly. The bracelet you wear, like how you wear Kenya on your sleeve, has to reflect.
Wow.
So, you know, you spoke about this being a big cultural moment, or rather we need to create a cultural moment, because the question has always been, we've seen how the Nigerians did it, and see tumekaa hapa US muda mrefu sana, hata we cannot reveal how long we've been here. Most of us came right after high school.
Cheza chini.
Yeah, mi nimepiga 22 years, and I'm one of the youngest here.
Cheza
Mi na Mika,
chini.
in this room, we are among the youngest here in America.
Oh my
Hao
God.
wengine wamekaa sijui for how long. Let's not even, some of them even came, I think, with Pan Am Airlines, but hiyo ni story for another day.
Wengine hata wali experience slavery.
So we saw we saw this. Hey, Mika cheza chini. We saw this Nigerian wave, you know, like from when it was nothing to when it started growing, when Kina P Square used to come and perform in his halls na nini. Like we literally saw it pick up,
Correct.
and just explode.
Yes, it did.
To a point where it was now out of control. Like it was playing on American radio, ilikuwa tu kila pahali. And I think there was a time when I would say, if we were not at par, maybe we were even above them, you know, like when so many Kenyan artists used to tour the US between Ukoma 2004, 2003, 2004, Mbaka around 2010. There was a golden age for a lot of Kenyan artists touring. Then things just...
It's just a cycle. Everything is a cycle, you know.
Yeah.
Nigerians, the diaspora have owned their music.
Yeah.
Owners.
So what does owning you look like? Because
Owning is coming to the concerts.
okay.
As I've said, in your everyday life, share the music, invite people for the show, buy the merch, everything you do, stream the music at the least. If you can't come for the show, just stream the music, because even by streaming the music, it's
money to your
your
pocket.
streams here count as US streams, and
Na
they're
ziko na more
10
money.
times worth the streams at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So even just by streaming
Or the
alone,
algorithm.
yeah.
Wow.
And then also, I know you guys are raising kids in America,
Yeah.
but we're learning, don't raise kids who are cultureless. Put your kids onto your music. Nigerians, their kids are growing up listening to Nigerian music in their houses. The Spanish and the Mexicans.
Preach.
Same
Say it again.
Say it again, boss.
Say it again.
Kenya is the only country where we brag that our kids don't speak Swahili.
Yeah, you know.
Somalis will speak Somali across the world.
Yeah.
I have relatives who their kids don't speak Swahili. My sister beats her kids up in Swahili. Yo, ndakuchapa sai, they understand. So I think that's something we also need to do, man. You know, we need to. Yeah, my sister lives in America, and her kids, like when she starts talking, where you just know, hey, they know.
Yeah.
But she needs to go beyond that. So like, put them onto the music so that the culture is kept alive.
100%.
Yeah.
And you talked about language. When you start with the language, it's easier now to build upon these other things because that's the first thing you teach your child.
Yeah.
You teach your child what language they're gonna speak. So when you start with the language, and I can tell you from experience, like even from family, nephews and nieces, because in our extended family here in the US, we are a bit very strict on the language. Nyumbani hakuna kuongea Kizungu. It is so strict that people get very surprised when they see kids who are 12, 13 years old, who've been born here, grown up here, na wanaongea Kiswahili.
That's beautiful.
Yes. So when you do that, even wao ndo wanakuambia, oh, by the way, umesikiza hii ngoma hata we mwenyewe, wewe ndo unaenda mtu unajua ngoma za Kenya, yeye ndo anakuambia, oh, by the way, umesikiza hii ngoma. So that's
it's not a flex.
Yeah.
It's not a flex that your kids don't speak.
No,
It's
it is
like
not.
reason.
It is absolutely not. All right. I want to remind the listeners that you tuned into the One Mic Show. I'm your host and producer, Ali Badawi. We are talking to Kenya's award-winning artist Bien about his US tour that kicks off tomorrow in DC's Howard Theatre. The tour is on a 12-day tight schedule. From DC, it heads to Boston, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minneapolis, Dallas.
At Cincy what?
Cincinnati.
Minneapolis. You guys need to get tickets. That's the only show that's not selling proper yet.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, so sold by my promoter to come here and say Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Wakisi wako wapi?
So yes.
Where are you Raki?
Yeah.
tutafute Hulda.
Yes.
This is a community outreach to send people now. Right.
By the way,
Na mtume watu wakuja Minneapolis.
yes, we have a US state representative who's a
Okay.
Kenyan, Hulda Momanyi.
In
Tutamshika,
Minneapolis.
and we will
The only
make
one,
sure
the first and only one.
tell-
all those people who voted for her.
Yeah.
Yes, voters wote wakuja naye.
Hulda.
Yes, Hulda.
You can speak in this one.
Yes, so Hulda.
Hulda come for the show.
Yes, kabisa.
Because Minneapolis is a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
I love that city so much.
Mhm.
And we are playing a beautiful venue there. I'd love to sell it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
for the
Minneapolis,
culture, so-
yeah, na tickets ziko dukeconcept.com/bn.
Go on my page
Ah.
and the link is on my bio.
So on your page, on your
On my
Instagram page.
yes.
So go to BN's Instagram page. The link is on the bio. Please get the tickets. Sell out. Seattle wame sell out. Seattle wame sell
Mlima
out.
liguzwa.
Dallas wako 90 sijui something percent.
Yeah.
Boston wame sell out.
Mlima imeguzwa?
New York wako 85%.
DC pia tuna lag kidogo.
DC mnakam. I
Yeah.
know na ni Wednesday.
Yeah.
Tuna change user behavior.
Yeah.
No, watu wa DC
So
wamezoea party za weekdays. No, DC,
Okay, so
no,
DC
yeah,
pull up,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
DC
pull up.
pull up. Lakini unajua, even guys, I just want to let you know, we are still doing incredibly well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kwa hivyo mfuko iko sawa.
Mfuko inakuanga sawa.
Inakuanga sawa.
But I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you. This is
Yes.
I've not come on this tour to make money.
Okay.
Yeah, this tour is not
Okay.
going to break my bank.
Okay.
No. But this tour is going to set a precedence for how our music will move in this
Okay.
market
Yes.
forever.
Now at the end of the tour, what is it that you'll see that you'll say this tour has been
At the
successful?
end of
If
the
money is
tour,
not,
we have the
yeah.
numbers. Now
Yeah.
we can go to Live Nation and tell them, go, look, we sold out all these venues. They can give us a tour advance to do this tour better. Now when we come back with bigger production. We come back with a bigger band. We come back with dancers. We come back with a proper production that represents Kenya. I can bring my size to jump on that stage.
Wow.
And give you guys an experience that is just beyond now even the songs. only.
Teacher.
Yeah.
That's
Teacher,
the future.
Teacher, what is the tour advance?
You know, if you sign with the Rock Nation or something like that, Live Nation, sorry.
Yes.
They can give you an advance based on your ticket sales. Kama we sell out all 8 venues last time.
Yeah.
It means that they can come and advance you because they know you're a same when you sell out. So una sign deal now ya tours kadhaa.
Okay.
Lakini hizo tours sasa unacheki msanii sasa niko hapa hivi niko na more budget kucheza nayo.
Correct.
Kuongeza production yangu.
Yes.
Because sasa inafanya production based on tu zile resources ziko.
Yeah.
Na bado ita slap.
So you're saying
So
that
ita slap even more.
So
imagine nikiwa na budget na bring you experience ya Soulfest yote niweka kwa stage.
Na by the anybody who didn't go to Soulfest, enda YouTube uangalie videos za Soulfest.
Mika wacha stories za Soulfest.
Mika wacha stories za
Uliniwacha.
Mimi naambia tu ukweli.
Uliniwacha.
Mimi nakwambia ukweli, si ati kapo ama niliwaambia hata before, niliwaambia hiyo siku na nikawatumia video mkaona.
You did say Mika.
okay.
Yeah, man.
Sasa hapa kuna Mtanzania anatusikiza analeta comment moja ya kizushi. Anasema sasa strategies za BN huwezi kufananisha na za Willy Paul. Na tutaiwachia hapo hapo. Yeah, alafu hiyo tutaiwachia hapo ni Haithan Habib. Amesema hivyo alafu
nimekusikia by the way.
alafu anasema yeah, alafu Habib anasema this guy is too mature even business wise. He's open minded pia. Too humble bana. He's a complete package na asiseme ati next generation should come and take the music to arena. We are here to push him.
Exactly. Tuende
yes.
kwa arena basi.
Yeah.
Mimi mwenyewe bibi venye unaniona hivi naenda Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Na
Hii
tutaijaza.
ukienda Europe sasa.
Hapana. Nasema hii jani tuko sahi
Okay,
safari
sawa.
tumeanza ni ya kwenda Madison Square Garden.
Ndio hiyo safari nilikuwa nakuuliza hiyo ngoma. Yeah.
Na tutaijaza na si wa Kenya peke yake. Tutaijaza na wa Mexican na wazungu na tutakolisha crossover hiyo time.
Kila mtu
Ataingia hapo hivyo kwa
Nice.
muziki ya Kenya, lakini Kenya itakuwa on stage itakuwa East African, itakuwa Kenya. Inaenda kufanyika. Don't sleep on the bicycle.
Don't sleep on the bicycle.
Eh,
Okay.
Haina balance.
Haya.
Wewe nje.
Hapa kwanza shout out to Brenda BK. Brenda BK is tuned in all the way from Houston. Thank
nice.
you so much also for making this happen. Brenda anasema any consideration for Soul Fest Diaspora Edition?
It would be amazing. It would be amazing by the I know you guys would love Soulfest Diaspora Edition. Hiyo ni growth.
Yeah.
But kuna hesabu zingine zinafaa kuchezwa hapo.
Mm.
Za, you know, okay, let me just give you those are hotels.
Yeah.
First of all,
multiple rooms.
those are hotels.
Yeah.
Those are flights. Those are visa applications.
At 18K per.
Not 18K per. 18K
Mabasi
is
za
an O1
kumove
visa.
equipment.
P1 itakuwa. How much is a P1 visa?
Hiyo
Like $2,000.
so hiyo
A
O1
P1
na
visa
P1
si.
yeah. Hizo ni visa tofauti hizo hapo.
Hiyo ni ya performance.
P1
Yeah.
ni performance.
Okay.
O1 ni sasa ni a special. Yeah, mimi naweza kuja kuishi America sasa. Na nifanye tu kazi hapa.
Okay.
Ni kama green card ya wasanii.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
Na hizo Trump hajafikia hizo bado.
Kwanza
Hizo hawezi
hizo
ndo amekupatia.
Hizo ni muhimu.
Hizo ni muhimu. Hizo ni
anyway, itakuwa I would love, that's the vision guys.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
tuanze na hii Howard tuijaze.
Yes.
Tuanze na hii tour tuisell out. Alafu utaona hizo vitu zikikam.
Zitakuja tu pole pole.
Angalia bana boy kwa stage na watu karibu 50. Ilianza na yeye perform tu hiyo. So
correct.
We already see how we have the blue.
But they sell kwa clubs za New York.
By the way, Burna Boy tumemwona akiperform hizi club ndogo ndogo, alikuwa anakuja na kapa US sometimes hata 3 months. Yeah.
Hata wa Kenya washaimbook.
Yeah.
Wakampeleka kwa hole in the wall kingine huko Dallas.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like check guys. Wakenya walibook Burna Boy.
Walibook Burna Boy.
Kitambo sana.
Wanaijani mejama sisi.
Yeah.
But anyway, you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I get you.
Tunaanza guys, these are the baby steps. I love the vision she has.
Yeah.
To see Soulfest go in the diaspora.
Okay. Na
But I
sasa
think it will work with something like a sevens.
like LA7s.
Or when you have
ilishika
everyone
mbaya.
curated, everyone is in one space.
Yeah.
Because
And
moving it around
yes,
too much.
understood.
would be too expensive.
Idea planted because 7s hii tumetoka juzi.
Hiyo ni a sevens.
Yeah. Hey.
Hizo bado na sevens tena cheki. Sevens zinafanyika kuna bashka 8. Watu wamevunjiza mabash. Yaani hawezi shikana tu tufanye festival moja ya sevens.
Unakumbuka ile swali yako ukisema mbona huwezi shikana.
Sasa bien ukileta Soulfest ama tukifikia level tunaweza kuleta Soulfest. Hiyo hapo itaua any 8 bashes that are there. Yeah, because 7th ilishika, you know, the players came.
The aim is not to kill the 7 bashes. The aim is to work with the 7 bashes.
Is to work with the 7 bashes to make.
Kuna watu wangapi hapo by the way? How many people go to Vegas for 7s like in terms of all our numbers?
So I think at its peak I think tulikuwa tunagonga zaidi ya watu 5,000.
$5,000.
Yes.
Yeah, in
absolutely.
Vegas.
Yes.
Is there a venue in LA that has like $5,000?
Five. That takes
Can do
5,000.
like a theater.
Yeah.
Theater. How many people?
Because when
5,000,
yeah.
If you get all $5,000 of those people in the Greek theater, that's crazy.
Yes. And then ikiwa imekuwa packaged na kuna Soulfest ina come, even more people are gonna come.
It's true.
Even more people are gonna come.
You curate it around the 7s. Yes, it definitely will work.
Because I was talking to Kaka alikuwa LA and I was talking to him. He was telling me at the peak, you know, like zile siku alianzaga San Diego na nini. LA ilikuwa LA first before and San Diego and then it come Vegas. Yeah, there used to be, you know, like they would get thousands of people at night.
Yes.
But sasa problem ya ku spread bash kama 10 is that you have
you're spreading everybody.
Do you know why Vegas survived with
And because I remember there's a year in Vegas. Whiskey has been booked by one party.
Yes.
And the other party had booked.
Yes.
Wizkid as well, yeah. The next day.
No, there was ilikuwa techno. Was it techno?
No. Techno was a different year. Wizkid's year there was
Spice Jui.
there was no DeMarco.
DeMarco, yeah.
Yeah.
Mbona mkumbuka wasanii wa Kenya tumejam?
There was DeMarco. And so actually BN hiyo time ilifika mahali mpaka watu wakasema unajua nini itabidi mlete watu wa Kenya sasa mwache kuleta watu wengine.
Actually people say
like
that.
Watu wenyewe waliteta.
Yeah, people say that.
Watu waliteta.
Yeah, cause nakumbuka ilikuwa hiyo ndio ilikuwa Sean Paul.
Ilikuwa what caused it was the year that techno was booked by 2 camps.
2 different camps.
Two different camps, yes.
Friday on one and Saturday the other. Yes.
Alipokea pesa kote.
Imagine. Hapo ni kwa mapromoter walichomeka kwanza.
So, well,
we can't speak for them. We can't speak for them
because wasanii kwa book pia ni expensive.
Yes.
Alafu pia anyway lakini cheki to each their own. Unajua pia hii ni biashara pia.
Yes.
Na hiyo time haikuwa ina make business sense kuita mmoja wetu.
Yeah.
No, Vegas ilikuwa ina make business sense.
Red Sun used to live here.
Ilikuwa ina make business.
Lakini sawa tu mshaona Red.
No, but we were
So
wasanii walikuwa.
Mine is earlier, I want our market
Yes.
to understand the business of promotion and take it to the next level. Who you bring is up to you, man.
Yeah.
Correct.
Business.
know the
Correct.
data.
Yeah.
Correct.
Understand the
Business.
data.
You can decide to bring techno. Hey, you bring Wiz. Hey, if you want to book BN, hey, but come correct.
Now sticking to that business side bado diasporans hapa watu na buy mabroti nyingi sana in real estate in Kenya. There's been people who've been asking questions about investing in music. And people don't know how to do it. You know, like if you want to invest in the creative industry in Kenya, kuna watu hapa who have so much money, they want to invest in the creative industry, but they don't understand like how to get started. Or is this even a thing that's possible,
It's possible
for
by the way,
diasporans?
yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible. I mean, like, so I can only speak from the businesses that I have.
Yeah.
And all businesses that are related to music are cash intensive. But the ROI is there. If you look at the artists who have mentored, you can see that's the ROI.
Yeah.
Like you can monetize an artist, you can monetize an influencer, you can do all of those things. So anybody who wants to have that kind of conversation, I know this is not the platform where I can like open up the books and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are opportunities. The first thing is just, guys, and I know I've said this enough. The first investment you can make in art as a diaspora is just buying tickets and coming to the venues.
Okay.
That is the beginning of a crossover that can now see all of us make money. You know, the economy around coming to watch a show
Yeah.
is money transfer, is products, is so many things that
Yeah.
we're marketing to our people. So let's first of all put the people in the hall.
So
And then
buy
from
tickets.
When those people are in the hall, we can sell anything to them. Am I making sense?
No,
Yes.
you're making
Oh, yeah,
sense.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you're
Making
totally
sense, yeah.
making sense.
Yeah,
You're
and then it doesn't only have to be like someone coming to invest in my record label or in my academy. You know, it can be somebody who has a product that they want to ship home, and it can be a fast-moving consumer good that has BN on the white label, is a white label thing that has BN on the cover, and we are selling.
Okay.
So if you are in the diaspora and you have a lot of money and
Yeah.
you've identified the product that you want to sell, and
You can
BN
partner.
help. Yeah, we can partner, man. We
Okay.
can do a rev share split,
Mhm.
and we do that kind of business.
Okay.
Because I know the business of music is something that if you're not in the, if kama uko in the music industry na una hiyo passion, unaweza kosa kuinvest in it.
Yeah.
But everybody needs toilet paper, everybody needs water.
Toilet
Everybody
paper ya
needs-
BN.
Mwenye mtaamua. Mwenye mtaamua. Mkisema cheki, mimi naenda kwenye do iko. Unataka kunipatia $300k nikupushie hii maji na ipush.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Amesema inaitwa topless water, hauna wasiwasi.
Topless water. Tunasukuma topless water tunajimwagia maji kile anipatia trust.
Yeah.
So the thing is just like as to think beyond, we can also think money transfer. I see a lot of people who are like doing the money transfer services of
Yes.
remittance.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
A lot of remittance companies can plug into the art.
Okay.
And I would love to see more companies of that nature coming to support the touring business.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's how we're going to be able to scale our productions. That's how we're going to be able to create experiences that will have more people coming.
Yeah. Cause nimeona kuna itwa nimeona Kenya Airways.
𝐶𝐒 mazee, shout out school bus yangu mazee. Jamaa
Yes.
amenipea tickets za tour zangu zote mazee. Mi yani
Wow.
niko so blessed, guys. As an artist, I know I have to move. To be a global artist, you have to move all the time.
Correct.
And man, 𝐶𝐒 has just come through for me, man.
So-
They are-
So umechapa hiyo flight ya mpaka JFK?
hiyo ndo nimekam nayo.
Nice.
14 hours.
Okay. Okay.
Nimelala business, nimenyosha kiti hivi,
Yeah.
miguu juu.
Na wifi hakuna.
Hakuna wifi. Check
Yeah.
At that point now you're road dogging life.
Usichome.
Lakini ina kama
Are you an international artist?
Yes.
Okay, sawa.
Okay. Haya. Sawa.
Interview fulani nilicheki.
Hiyo ni swali.
Yeah.
Unauliza swali kwa Amerika.
Yeah.
Unauliza swali gani kwa Amerika?
Imagine.
Nao kitu ingine BN, because najua time zako ndo hizo, lazima ndo kapumzike. No scandals. No drama. No, nasema umekuwa kwa industry for a very very long time. Nakumbuka yani tangu zile
Lazizi.
tangu siku za Lazizi. It is a very very long time. I think now it's approaching, is it almost 18 19, I don't even know how many years. Ni kitambo sana. But all this time tumekuwa tukingoja ka scandal kaanguke hivi ka bien tuongee.
Ama kuna vile wewe ulipa watu brown envelope.
Because the industry and the reason why tunauliza is wewe umemanage to stay out of these scandals in an industry that thrives with scandals and made up side shows. Like it's a big thing within the industry.
But I think
I
think what he has done is actually a blueprint.
Ndo nauliza how
Wait, let me
how have you been able to stay away from it being in this industry?
I have a lot of mentorship from Nameless.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And Nameless has showed me that there's another way to live your life that has more profit than a scandalous life.
True that.
Wow.
Nameless doesn't have to do a song for the rest of his life. Nameless was my next door neighbor.
South B.
I never know South B
Yeah.
in Kilimani.
Okay.
I lived COVID time like 2019, 2020. I was his next door neighbor.
Okay.
I never saw him in any weekend. He was always booked. Nameless has bookings throughout life.
Correct.
And it's quiet money. It's money that doesn't make noise. You know,
Yeah.
and he's not going to pay it high.
Yeah.
What is high profile gigs, it's corporate gigs, it's what, but the Nameless is in his bag. His family is in check. He's a happy guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of these other things, the stage where I would have done those things has passed. Yeah. And now I just need to focus on the bag. You know, my wife is my manager. She's a rock in my life. And you guys, like that chick rides for me heavy.
Yeah.
I've been able to grow so much career-wise because she's by my side.
Nice.
I value that relationship so hard.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything any chick can give me right now to make me do some scandalous shit.
Where unajua kwa tuned in hapa.
It's okay. No, we're good. We're good.
Do some scandalous things.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
There's no money in it.
Yeah.
If there was money in scandal, I would have done it.
Ungekuwa ndani.
Niko na pesa imekula hapo juu ya meza.
Yeah.
Pigo jamaa ngumi. Na muingia ngumi mbaya sana. Hakunanga dogo hizo vitu.
Yeah.
Alafu hizo vitu cheki. The grace that gets you somewhere is the grace that keeps you there. If you center your life around scandals, that's what people are going to be coming to you for. And you're going to have to keep on doing those scandals to keep them there.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mimi, I never promised anybody a scandal, so I'll give you songs. People will come to my page for songs.
Yeah.
I think that's just...
Okay. Haya, sawa. Now before we let you go, kama kungekuwa na kolabo moja wazimu. Unajua right now there's a lot of tension in Kenya. There's been a lot of tension, you know, since the Gen Z revolt. Na nini, yani kuna kawasiwasi tu watu wanaishi nayo. So right now, if you know, like I was giving you a contract, tuseme ningekuwa jamaa moja mwenye pesa tu, nimekupatia pesa na hiyo pesa imekubali.
Wachilia hizo do.
Weka hapa. Chapa ngumi.
Hiyo pesa imekubali, niwaambie mtoe ngoma moja that will just unite Kenyans. Who are the 3 or 4 people that you would pick that you want to collab with? Hata kama ni kwa drums, kwa sax,
to do the song.
To do the song in a way that yani Wakenya wakisikia, because you know songs actually change the moods and change the trajectory of how people feel and where people are. Songs change economies. Yeah, done in the right way.
There's no song you can sing for Kenyans for them to change.
Wow.
We have sung those songs.
Yeah.
They now
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube, before elections last year, there was a whole project that Risol did with various artists.
Correct.
And yes, I was paid to do that.
Okay.
And it was a good gig.
Yeah.
But it didn't do anything.
Wow.
Our people, a song is not going to liberate our people. Our people will be liberated by the ballot. So show up and vote. Gen Z ghosted the election. A lot of adults in my life, in my spheres, ghosted the election because they knew they were not going to see any change. But right now, I think the ballot is what's going to liberate people. But my favorite artists in Kenya are always going to be Nyashinsky. I think he's the most introspective rapper ever.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a big fan of UI Atajiri,
Yeah.
Watenda Willy.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal musician. I love the entire Cordon clan, and I think they're just such a force when they're together. There's 𝐵ENSOUL, �charisma. Those are all my boys. I love them.
Okay.
𝐿𝐺𝐸 is a up and coming female artist, and she's brilliant. Like, you guys should check out her music. The list is so long.
Okay.
But those are, I wouldn't do I don't think I can do one song. I'd do a project and put them on the
Okay.
whole EP. Because you said there's money.
Yeah, there's money.
There's money, I'll get all of them.
There's
I'll
money.
put them in a
Pesa
EP.
tena pesa, you know, unlimited money. Si ile pesa
Napiga
ni.
kitita hapo mtu ananiwekea verse.
Yeah. Okay.
Nishaifanya before, but then angalia project iko kwa YouTube.
Okay. Na alafu shows umepiga US, you've been touring in the US for quite a number of years.
From 2012, 2011,
Yes.
we were doing South by Southwest
Yes.
in Austin.
Yeah. So which city ndo utasema was the most memorable out of those in those 14 years that you've been touring the US? Most memorable for your show
I think
ama
I
the
just like
fans.
Dallas.
Eh?
I just like Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Watu wa Dallas.
Napenda
Man,
hiyo city, yani.
hatutalala. Watu wa Dallas wakisikia hii hapa hatutalala.
Yeah.
But what is it
Wamejaza.
about Dallas?
Every time I'm in Dallas, the weather is great. Everything is big in Texas. So, you know, the steak is, you know, nikienda nije steak mahali napewa steak kubwa. I mean,
Brisket. Lakini uko nakupatia steak na mkate, hakuna ugali huko.
But the thing is just, I don't know, there's something I like about Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, Austin actually is my if I'm to live somewhere in America, I'd live in Austin.
Austin.
Yeah, I think it's the most musical city.
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
that's
is.
true.
So that's if I'm to move to America, I'd go live in Austin.
Okay.
But I like Dallas for the nightlife. I think nimekula raha mingi sana hapo Dallas.
Okay. Kwa hivyo watu wa Dallas mnasikia, lakini Dallas wako already 90% and I think
just sell out hao.
Yeah, hiyo
Watu
hapo.
wangu wa ndani ya. Alafu pia niko na maarifa wangu huko akina Naiboy, akina Calvo, yani so nimegrind now over the years.
Okay. Haya, sawa. You know, yeah, nani akona bandio akona question before
Mi pia
we
niko
go.
na swali lakini
Wewe swali zako zinakuja.
swali yangu ni swali nzuri bwana Omera.
Alright, really quick. Zikipatikana pesa za Ali.
Ingia.
Acha na watu wasiponiona unanisikia wewe. Ikipatikana pesa kama ya Ali, tukataka concert Kenya, niambie, ingekuwa soka ningesema nipi your first 11 ungetaka kuperform nayo. Sasa nataka kwa muziki, nani utamweka kwa keyboard, nani unafikiri utaperform naye, not necessarily the best, lakini unafikiri una chemistry nao akaya kwenye keyboard, kwenye drum, kwa wasanii Kenya.
Wasanii wangu ambao wanacheza nao, my band now is the best, ni All Stars.
Okay.
Guitarist ametoka Kongo, ito Benjamin Kabaseke.
That guy is
The baddest.
Yes.
My drummer Amani Baya is the best drummer in like I've ever seen, and he's culturally rooted in our culture. That's why I play with. That's why I insist on. You know, people tell me, "Oh, si go to band America ucheza nao." Hapana, hii band wanaelewa culture ya muziki yetu.
Understood.
My bassist is from Burundi. His name is 𝐼van 𝐷𝑒𝑟𝑎, and he's the baddest ever. So like even my band alone is an East African band. It's not a Kenyan band.
Yeah. Okay. Uno mic wahenga?
Before
wahenga bana.
Before wahenga, okay.
Wewe unaingia kwa wahenga.
Tulizeni basi sawa.
Bwana, what do you
No, najua bien, unajua yako na schedule.
Yako na schedule.
Kulala time fulani ndio ende akawork out.
I just want a shout out for Nemo from him.
Okay, wait for Nemo's shout out before let me finish. Let me just ask this question. This one is important because we didn't touch on it and we should. Bien, I know you guys, you don't know, but I know that you've been working on we talked about culture and you've been working on cultural related stuff. Can you just touch a little bit on that cultural project that you have been working on?
Oh yeah.
That is beating on wale mafanza AFC Leopards.
So I decided to make. I've always made music like this, but if you look at 𝐶𝐒 music, it's usually very cultural. 𝐶𝐒 is like a Luya band. So I decided for the next project I'm doing, I'm going to go to each part of Kenya and make pop music from their traditional music. Yeah. So I went to Thika. I got a producer from Nigeria. The reason why I got a producer from Nigeria is because, first of all, I love that guy. He's an amazing producer. But also, I need somebody to look at our culture from the outside.
Got it.
And make sense of it.
Yeah.
In a way that we don't. And so we went to, in every part we went to like a Mugithi bar in the evening, and then the next day we made Mugithi music. And then we went to Hangla place.
Nice.
The next day we made Luo music like that. And I think I've made the best music I ever made in my life.
We're waiting.
I can't wait to share that music with the world.
Yeah.
It's sounding so fire. Like, I didn't know I could sing a Mugithi song like that. I didn't know. So my first record off of my next album. My previous album was Alusa Wa You Topless. My next album is Alusa Continua.
Oh, nice.
And it's going to be a mixture of now different Kenyan cultures. Of course, I can't do all 42. I have a lifetime to do that, though.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lifetime to go back and tap into those energies.
I'll shout out for Lamu. Sijui kama ushafika Lamu. That's
Mara
an
mingi,
interesting place.
nimeenda Lamu mara mob.
That's an interesting place
I almost bought a
musically.
house in Lamu, by the way.
Ah,
one
okay.
time.
They
Then
were
some
there.
Swedish woman refused to sell it to me.
Ah,
Wow.
Ongea na sisi. We
And,
might.
now,
we-
and that's a precursor to
One mzwa
West-
nyumba 10 atafukuza huyo mlungu.
and that is a precursor to Wesonga. Wesonga, you've been put on notice. Kuna
Yeah.
project.
Yes.
Mlete hapa tour when the album is over. One more thing. Just to wish my daughter happy
What's
birthday.
her name?
Nimo Muturi.
Nimo Muturi, man. Happy birthday from Uncle
She's
BN.
turning 9.
Okay. Nimo Muturi, happy 9th birthday from Uncle BN, man. We love you. 9 is an amazing year. You know. Yeah. So be great. Be great.
Wahenga walinena kilicho na mwanzo hakina budi kuwa na mwisho. Meli imetia nanga. We are about to wrap this puppy up. Let's start off with our guest because I know he has to go.
Yes.
So your
Yes.
final
Give-
words.
Give us
parting
your
shot.
last word.
Yes.
Man, guys, this tour, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's bought tickets for the tour. I know you're tired of hearing me saying this tickets thing, but I know how you guys shift your being in the diaspora is difficult. I know how difficult it is to shift your calendars, to get buy flights. There was a cancellation, so I know that you guys coming to watch this show is not only entertainment, but it's a labor of love. So let's make all these nights special. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Mika, last word.
Again, my last word is just gonna be to echoing what Biena said here. Like, Biena is a good artist. You want to enjoy good music. You want to enjoy a good performance. Go and watch those artists. Go for the shows. You will be guaranteed basically look at it this way. I'm in Maryland on a Tuesday.
Yes.
Because I'm going to the show on Wednesday. I don't even come into Maryland on regular weekends. That is how good BN is. If you want to listen to music that in those few hours that you're going to be there, it's going to caress your soul and make you feel that you're at home, please come for the shows. Those states, Minnesota. ama tuende Minnesota siwe.
No, hapana, tutampata nampigia Hulda saizi. Hulda saizi. Na Wasomali, yeah. Omosh fire.
Asante sana Bien. Thank you so much. Mazaya can talk until we go blue, lakini time is here. You've made time. You have come in. Unatuletea wimbo and umesema umebeba gita ambayo watu hawajawahi ona ya kala. So Kesho, please, if you have not bought your ticket, the tickets are still on sale. Do concept.com and get your tickets, or go to BN's handles and you'll see the links to the sales, and get in there and get it. And the concert starts tomorrow at 7.
7
is it
PM.
starting at 7 or the gates are open at 7? Gates are open at 7. And I think it's going to be, what, a 2-3 hour show? Well, we'll find out when you guys come in. But this is a well curated with a full band. I think.
So hakuna story ya kufika sijui 9:30.
No.
Bro, ukichelewa kesho, please guys. Please. If it's Africa's time, Africa has to be on time. So
Okay.
please. Come at 7. You start the shot. I'm on stage at 9:15.
Okay.
Venue hatuwezi ka beyond time plan, tutafukuzwa.
Okay. Inafungwa
man. So yani
yeah.
The show is going to be 2 hours.
Okay. So a 2-hour show.
Yeah, man.
Excellent.
Yeah.
With a full band. So don't think that it's a playback or there's a DJ. No, it's a full band. And these guys are on point, like BN said. So please make sure you come out and support.
Kuna mtu hapa nulizo unatoa shati.
Cheki.
Yeah.
Come ndo utajua.
Okay, come ndo utajua.
Asante BN. Thank you very, very much.
All right. Thank you so much, DJ Omosh Fire. Asante sana BN. Get those tickets. Nenda kwa page ya BN Instagram. Click the link and get the tickets. The cities, tight 12-day schedule. Boston, New York, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minneapolis, Dallas, and Seattle, Washington, and of course, Kesho, Howard Theater in DC. Thank you so much, BN, for coming through. Thank you for those who tuned in. I mean, of course, this was an abbreviated show, ni katikati ya wiki. Kwa hivyo hatukuweza kufanya zile vitu zote sio tunafanya during the show, but we appreciate BN coming through. Na kwa wale ambao bado wanataka kunipigia simu, nambari yangu bado ni ile ile 1-800 mteule. Operator kishika simu, mwambie unataka kusema na mjukuu. Na akikuuliza ni mjukuu yupi, mkumbushe ni mjukuu yule yule wa Masai. Because I'm Kenyan by blood, American by design, Masai by choice. Sichagui, sikagui, na sibagui. Kwaherini.
Amoludo, thank you very much. Aiden, Daddy loves you. Jerry, Daddy loves you. Nimo, Daddy loves you. Until next week, be blessed.